Welcome back to Iron Rage, brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, and I'm here with my co-host, John Romano, and today we are going to talk about why the Greek slap heard round the world and how it's impacted the bodybuilding world. John, we talked last week about the Greek bodybuilder, Giannis Magos, who lost his mind after not winning the overall and getting his pro card, and how he slapped the MC of the show and knocked him down. And we talked about the ramifications of this. We talked about what it meant to the bodybuilding world in a sense. And people put out their own videos and their own opinions, and they seem to be outraged. They seem to be, so taken aback by the fact that some bodybuilder, God forbid, a guy who works out, slap someone. Obviously it's poor sportsmanship. We talked about it last week. But do you think people have gone too far? Do you think people are a little too sensitive about this?
Oh, yes. It's two things, okay? First of all, I'm standing by my statement. You know, for 2 decades now, people have been saying, how are we going to make bodybuilding more interesting? I'm asked this in every interview. You're asked it. Everybody's asked it. What can we do to make bodybuilding more interesting? Okay, here's a guy who makes bodybuilding more interesting, and what do? They ban him for life. Okay, so you gotta understand, from the bodybuilder's perspective, what the bodybuilder goes through to get to that point where he's competing on stage at an international event. Okay, it's a lot. Now here's this guy, he's placed second 2-3 times as his third shot, and he places second again for a third time. The guy snaps. Okay.
Won the day before. He beat the guy who beat him the day before at another show.
Okay, sauce for the goose. It's exactly right. So you add insult to injury. The guy wins yesterday, but now today he's going to lose. Add that to the dieting, the depletion, the stress, all of that. The guy, okay, we're human. Everybody's got their breaking point. He reached his, snapped, hits the guy. Okay, now we stop the camera. This is where everything went wrong after the slap. The slap was heard around the world, but everything after that followed suit was completely wrong. Okay, number one, Dave, when you were growing up in New York and somebody bitch slapped you, what did you do?
Well, hopefully you ducked, but if you didn't duck and you got hit, you hit him back. Harder.
You hit him back.
Harder.
Here's this stage full of big, muscled up, macho guys. Somebody gets slapped, and what does he do? Laying on the fucking floor. Okay? All right? Get up and hit the fucking guy back. All right? That's number one. Okay? Decorum, sportsmanship, image. Fuck all that. You just got slapped in front of fucking 1,500 people, and you're going to fucking lay on the floor?
And another 50 million people. And another 50 million online.
And another 50 million online. You get up and you hit him back. I don't care if he's bigger than you, stronger than you, madder than you, more ripped than you. You fucking jump on him, rip his fucking ear off, stick your hand up his ass, pull his balls off, whatever. It's a fucking street fight. There's no rules, all right? You got attacked, you fucking hit him back. That's number one, the wrong thing. This is why we're a nation of fucking pussies. Because now we're a world of fucking pussies, because it's happened in Greece. All right, it's an international pussy fest. You get up and you fucking hit them. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, the audacity of this guy, the unsportsmanlike behavior hits the MC, who also happens to be a judge. Okay, yeah, that was fucking wrong. All right, so what the guy should do is the next day he cools down, he comes up and he goes, bro, I'm sorry. Come on, bring it in. Bring it in. Come on, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I was tensed up. I was a bad decision. I won the day before. I mean, come on. I'm sorry. And it's done.
Right.
Okay? You shake hands like gentlemen. That's it. You got to ban the fucking guy for life for making the show interesting? Okay? So if Vince McMahon had seen this, it would have played out completely differently because he would have taken this. He goes, "Oh, this is fucking gold. All right, I'm going to take it." Now next week they're going to come back, and Nick Santoka's going to come in, and the guy's going to whip his dick out and tell him to suck it, and these Santoka's going to kick him in the fucking balls, and they're going to roll on stage. They're going to get into the orchestra pit and start fucking beating each other with fucking chairs. Do you know how many tickets you'd sell to that?
Well, I got to tell you, Christian Duke was very upset with your response last week. You know, and he is a major player in the bodybuilding industry.
Oh, yeah. He's another millennial pussy who needs a safe zone to process this horrible thing, and play with Play-Doh and coloring books like the rest of the fucking pansies who were upset that Trump won. He's a classic millennial pussy. Classic.
The funny thing is, when we were out in San Marino this past week, and I asked Steve Weinberger, I said, what would you have done if that had happened at one of your shows? And I already knew the answer. There would have been a major beatdown, on this guy. So.
Exactly. Somebody deserved to get hit back. I mean, come on, Dave, where did you grow up? You grew up in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You don't do that. You don't get hit and lay on the ground. You get up and you hit him back.
That's right.
It's not for nothing. You had a freaking huge giant audience in front of you to watch that.
Exactly.
You don't think that a wise promoter could have turned that into something and made money off it? Promoted another show, a showdown, a rematch, or whatever, something that you could take advantage of the fact that this kid snapped, he lost his mind, temporary insanity, the guy's sorry, and move on, but use it.
I got a great punishment. This is what the punishment should have been. You're right. I have the whole staged punishment. They say, hey, you want back into the bodybuilding organization? Here's what's going to happen. We're going to have a celebrity cage match between you and the MC you hit next week, and you're going to let this guy beat the piss out of you. Won't really beat the piss out of you, but for the camera, it'll be a beat the piss out of you. Right. He will get his revenge, and we will let you reinstate you for that. So you're going to have to suck up your ego. You're going to have to get the shit beat out of you on YouTube. And it'll be the most publicity we ever get for the Greek bodybuilding organization. It would be classic. You're right.
Yes. And then after he gets beaten up, he's like, he can't live with it because it's eating at him every day. And it's like, remember that video that Triple H did with the, what's his name? They went to the house in Florida and he had a sledgehammer. He could break his house. And he's just beating the guy in the chest with a fucking sledgehammer.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? That's entertainment, But everybody's fucking panties are in such a freaking knot today that if anybody goes off the deep end, it's a travesty, ban them for life. We don't want this in our industry. But that's why you have the most boring industry in history. That's why.
Well, I did this seminar, it was like a Legends seminar. I was on a panel with Flex Wheeler and Sean Ray and George Farah and Dexter and Sean Roden and DJ, Dennis James is the MC. And I knew the question was coming. I knew they were going to bring up the whole Levrone thing about, you and I predicting that Levrone was going to win the Olympia. And, and afterwards, when he didn't win the Olympia, I turned on Levrone and I said my legs, if I trained my legs for a month, they'd look better than Levrone's would on stage. And, they wanted my opinion. And I said, well, I stand by that statement. I said, first of all, and Flex was like, well, he's supposed to be a friend of yours. How could you do that to him? I said, well, friends don't lie to each other. He lied to me as well as the whole bodybuilding world when he said that his legs were as good as his upper body. He just didn't want to show them. So he bamboozled everyone. And I went by the fact that I know he's a hyper responder. His upper body looked great. I'm like, if his legs look like his upper body do, how could this guy lose? And he lied to us. So once I found that out, I went out there and I called it like I saw it, which was his legs sucked. And you know what? I'm still friends with him. I don't know if he's still friends with me, but friends don't lie to each other. So why do I have to pussy up to Levrone and say, oh, good job, buddy. You'll be better next time. Keep training. His legs were terrible. And you know what? He lied to me. Hopefully, maybe his legs can come up. I don't think they're going to, because I think he's got an injury. But the bottom line is that why is everyone so goddamn sensitive?
Exactly. Okay, so he lied to me too. I understand why. I don't hold it against him. I'm not his friend anymore because he lied to me. But if anybody asks me how did he look, see, his legs look terrible because he got hurt. He couldn't train him, whatever. And he kept that, did, in all fairness, Dave, he did post that his legs were injured online, but he said the same thing to you as the same thing to me as he said to you. I'm better than ever, just like before.
Right. So that's why we pick. Would you have made that statement had he not told you the truth and showed you his legs?
He never did. He never would show us our legs.
He lied to you too.
Exactly. So, but I know why. I don't hold it against him.
No,
it was a mind game.
But
he's going in, he's coming back after 13 years. He wants to hit the Olympia stage, go and take Phil down. I completely understand him even needing to tell himself that his leg great, just to you know what I mean? To psych him up, to get him in. Whatever. It's over. It was a ploy. It was entertainment. Thank God he came back. He gave us something to look forward to all leading up to the Olympia. You know, I mean, people forget about that. It was like one of the most talked about things for 6 months.
But Kevin is insulted, supposedly, that I called out his legs and said that mine could be better if I trained for a month. Now, I was exaggerating a little bit, but the point is that why is he getting insulted when he knows he bamboozled everyone with the legs? He shouldn't get insulted. He should laugh at it and say, yeah, you know what? Next time I'll look better.
He's not insulted. He's whatever. I mean, if you and him had to sit down one-to-one, you would work it out in about 38 seconds.
No, I know that. But, you know, Flex is so sensitive because he was always sensitive during his own career. And I think that's why he took it personally, even though it had nothing to do with him.
Everybody's too sensitive. Everybody is too sensitive. It's and so easily offended. When did this happen?
Right.
The entire country. I mean, you can't wear certain Halloween costumes. The kids can't win trophies. They're changing the words to songs because they're made out to be, you know, not what they are. This is insanity. Yeah. Absolute insanity.
I agree. When 100%.
Trump won the presidency, okay, there were millennial liberal fucktards in $65,000 a year colleges who couldn't handle it to the degree that they needed safe zones. They needed a place where it was safe to be, where no one was going to get them, where they could process their feelings and work with Play-Doh and coloring books. The dean canceled the fucking exams and ordered pizza for the little pansies. This is what leaves college and goes out into the world and becomes our captains of industry and our champions of finance. This is what we get. So everybody. I got right here in Lexington. I got a school, okay, Lexington in middle school. There is a bus that stops in front of every kid's house in Lexington, okay? But there's a fucking parade of SUVs and minivans outside of that freaking school that clogs the traffic for a half an hour every morning and every afternoon because these freaking parents can't let their precious, darling children ride the bus. What is wrong with riding the bus?
I rode the bus.
I
rode the bus till 11th grade.
We're still here, okay? There is a 1/10000000th chance that some freaking crackhead is going to be driving the bus and crash into a tree and skin Junior's knee. Worse yet, kill 2 kids. It's freaking a minuscule percentage, and that's going to warrant this endless parade of SUVs and minivans stomping the fucking earth with their carbon footprint while they drop Junior off. One kid, a freaking Chevy freaking Suburban, okay, with one kid in it. You need a Suburban for one kid, okay? That's the mentality of these people. They can't take the bus. The bus is bigger than the Suburban. Put them in the fucking bus, you know? This drives me nuts. And it's all because, we've got to protect the children. The children are so precious. Then when they get to college, they need fucking Play-Doh because Hillary Clinton didn't win.
Well, you know, as the press, we have an obligation to tell the truth and to report on what we see. And when people get insulted, when you and I and Chris and whoever else who works for RxMuscle tells the truth, too bad. It has nothing to do with my friendship or our friendships with any of the bodybuilders out there. We call it like we see it, and if you don't like it, don't like us. What can I say? But it's nothing personal. It's our job. And that's why the people who watch these shows on our channel appreciate what we tell them, because they know it's the truth, and they know we're not afraid to tell the truth, even if people hate us for it. And that's That's the bottom line here. And that's what this slap heard around the world really is all about. Don't be afraid to be who you are. If you slap someone, you got to handle the ramifications of it, which means you might get slapped back or you might get slapped out of the organization. But you know what? The guy had the right to do it. He did it. And you know what? Now he's got to live with the ramifications. You know, we call it like it is on here, and there are ramifications, losing press passes every once in a while. But I know you guys respect that we tell you the truth. And we will continue telling you the truth. And I think that's the best way to end this episode, on the truth. John, thanks for joining us and giving us that hard line opinion. We appreciate it, as do the fans. And until next week, this is Dave Palumbo with John Romano for Iron Rage.